Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today it's a first impressions of some paper day. This is the Iroful, hopefully I pronounced that right, and this is A5 and it's loose sheets. And by the look of it, it's a grid paper. So what we're going to do, we'll take a quick look at the paper, then I'll try out some of my fountain pens to see how they perform. Welcome down to the table. Today we're going to take a look at another one of the gifts from my wife as part of the My Inky Countdown, and that's this Iroful loose leaf paper. Now I'm starting it on its side just so you can see the size of it. This is an A5 sized set of paper. So let's turn it around. We'll take a look at the front. We've got paper there at the top, and we've got Iroful, really colourful there, and we've got a grid background. We come down, we've got Iroful, we've got some writing which I'm assuming is Japanese as this is made in Japan. Write, draw, unleash the brilliance of colour. The feel of gliding with all the vibrance and subtlety of your ink colours distinctly expressed. Then below that we've got loose sheets, A5, 5mm grid, so it's a grid paper, 100 sheets, and it's 75 GSM paper. Here we've got one side, I'm assuming the grid's only on one side, we'll see when we look at the paper. And then we've got made in Japan, and at the bottom we've just got all the barcodes and everything like that. Looking at the back, there's nothing there. Now, to save time, I've already taken a sheet of paper out so we can look at the paper. So here we go. So we've got the grid on here. I do have another sheet out where I've done some writing, so we'll look at it with the writing in a minute. And over on the back, as I said, and I assumed, it is plain. Which actually I don't mind because I quite like plain paper as well as grid paper. The paper itself, it's a slight creamy colour, maybe ivory coloured. We've got this nice faint grid. I think it's like a grey, but to me it actually looks a little bit blue. And the paper, it feels 75 GSM, does feel quite nice. But what's the key thing is how does it perform with pens and ink? So let's move that one out of the way and I'll fetch in, here's one I prepared earlier. We're going to do some writing now. I've already written with 4 pens, I'm now going to write with another 4 pens. So the first one we're going to use is the Canarite Heritage. It's got an extra broad nib on it. And in here we've got My Noble Fur, which is a Starbright ink. That's why I'm agitating it. So just going to turn this slightly on the side to help with my writing. So we've got here a Canarite Heritage. Feels like there's a little bit of texture coming through this with an extra broad nib. And the ink, as I said, is My Noble Fur. And this is a Starbright ink. Quite a nice feel to it. I know I'm writing straight onto wood, but it does feel as if there's, I say, a little bit of texture, and I can feel not much, but there might be a bit of texture coming through under my fingers. Next up, another of the gifts from my wife. This is a Just Turnings Enceladus in Alien Execution, and in here I've got a sheening ink, an extreme sheen ink, which is My Good Tidings. So we've got Just Turnings Enceladus, also with an extra broad or a double broad nib. The ink, Mine Good Tidings. This was the day 25 bottle of the 2024 calendar. And this is an extreme sheen. Next up, we've got the Conklin All-American. This one's got a broad nib on it. And in here, I've got Colorverse Milky Way, which is another shimmer ink. So let's agitate it slightly. Do what we can to get everything there into suspension. So we've got the Conklin All-American. With a broad nib. The ink is Colourverse Milky Way. Getting some glorious audible feedback on this, and this is a shimmer ink. Final pen we're going to write with is my Leonardo Memento Zero Grande. There we go. In here we've got Colourverse Pulsar Pulse, which is a slight sheen in ink. So we've got a Leonardo Memento Zero Grande. Quite a long name, isn't it? With a medium nib. The ink, Colourverse Pulsar Pulse. And this is a sheen. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So we'll lift this up so we can take a closer look. So the first one, we've got the Mahjong P139. That's got a Fude nib, so a fairly wide writing pen. In there I've got Diamine All the Best, which is a shimmer and a sheen. And I can certainly see both of those coming through on this paper. Seeing some beautiful, like a goldy coloured sheen. And then I'm getting hints of a nice bright blue with the shimmer. Hopefully I'm capturing all that on the camera for you. The Twisby Draco with Diamine Forest Gateau. So this is just a standard ink. And also the Narwhal Skullkill with Colourverse Aquarius Whispers, also a standard ink. Both of these quite nice. See, nothing like any kind of feathering or anything like that, which is good. Up next, we've got the Waterman Karen with a medium nib and Diamine Sleigh Ride, which is an extreme sheen. And wow, is this sheening. Hopefully I can capture this on the camera for you. It's like a burgundy colour, a nice blood type colour for the base, and this beautiful, bright in your face green sheen. Absolutely stunning. Next up, we've got the Visconti Homo Sapiens with a broad nib and Diamine Fireside Snug. This is an extremely wet combo, so again I use this because it's a chance to really see how it handles them really wet inks and pens. No feathering again here, so it's looking quite nice. In fact, I see here little bits of shading as well, which I don't often see. Up next then, the pens we've written with, that Canwrite Heritage with the Starbright, the Diamine Noble Fur. Not sure if it's coming over on the camera, but to my eye, absolutely stunning masses of that Starbright coming through. There we go, I think that caught a little bit. It's hard to get this and see it on my preview because my preview is so small. Next up, we've got Just Turnings Enceladus with Diamine Good Tidings. So this is a very dark grey, nearly black ink. And then on top of that, we've got masses of this gorgeous green sheen. This performs so well on here. I've tried this on Rhodia paper and I saw nowhere near this amount of sheen. So yeah, looking quite nice. Looking forward to using this a bit more. That Conklin All-American and Colourverse Milky Way. So this is a purple ink with a beautiful bright blue shimmer. So again, I'm going to try and capture that on camera for you. Just turn it all different ways to try and get the light. I'm seeing loads and loads of that beautiful blue on there. Then down at the bottom, we've got the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande with Colourverse Pulsar Pulse. Really nice blue, maybe even heading a bit towards turquoise. And then certainly on the O and the N and the L and the O of Colourverse and the R and the O. So I'm seeing a number of places, I'm seeing that gorgeous red sheen. Yeah, there's some of that in every single word. Hopefully, again, it comes over on the camera. Really like this paper. Let's see how we performed over on the back. Absolutely nothing showing through. Got a little bit here, and that corresponds actually to where I wrote Extreme Sheen, which is quite interesting. But even where I've had the wet pens, nothing's coming through. So I'm quite happy I'll be able to use both sides of this paper. Very pleased with it. Really looking forward to using this. What I'll be doing, once I've finished the paper that's currently in my Star Wars planner, I'll be punching some holes in this, and then this is what I'll be using in that planner. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What do you think of this paper? Have you got some of it? Have you had it before? How does it perform to you? Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.